Brandon Ayuk, honestly, there really isn't that many teams left with cap space that could actually trade for him. I think like the Texans and Colts are like the only ones that come up to my mind. But the Texans already made a pretty big trade for someone else, so I think they're already gone. And you got the Colts that could technically do it because they still got a rookie quarterback, so it wouldn't be a bad idea for them to do it. Um, you also got the Patriots and maybe the Commanders that can probably sweep in there, and probably the Chargers too, because those are all teams with significant cap space that could take a trade like Ayuk and give him the contract he wants. But I think his best fit for him, I think, is just to stay in the Niners, because like he's gonna keep playing the same play style he was playing that's got him all those yards and all those touchdowns. It's not gonna change for him, so it's just gonna make him even more valuable next season when a bunch of other teams are gonna come out of cap space that could potentially be playoff contenders. So if I was Brandon Ayuk, I would just stay and play that tag and try to try to get a contract next year.
Yeah, he's trying to get paid, correct?
Yeah, he wants to get paid. The Niners don't want to pay him because they're already paying Debo. So it's gonna be hard for them
Yeah.
to pay two receivers.
Yeah, so I think Chargers is out of the question because there's no reason to trade for him if he wants to get the money. 'Cause that was, I mean, might as well keep Keenan because that was a big part that why we relieved the cap space. But I did see I saw some trade ideas. So I think him going to the Steelers would be nice because I mean their wide receiver room. I believe they lost Dante Johnson, and you still got George Pickens, and so there's a little so like Steelers will get Ayuk and a 2024 fifth round pick, and then Niners will get a 2024 second and fourth. So I mean it's a win-win. And then I think I know there's a little another idea with the Chiefs because I guess with that situation going on, but I didn't like that one. But there's this one with Cardinals where they get Ayuk and another pick, and the Niners will get their 27 and fifth pick. Sorry, fifth round pick. But no, I mean I like the Steelers one more. And yeah, because I mean they need more for the wide receiver room. They just got Wilson, you got Fields, and another weapon with like Ayuk will be pretty good for them.
Yeah, and the thing is too, like once you pay your receivers, you really can't. You have to pay your receivers while your quarterback's on that rookie deal. And I think like two teams that should be making that move is Commanders and New England Patriots. You know, they're gonna have that rookie, quarterback, and just give them someone to throw the ball to. Help them out, get an elite receiver, get on some targets. It's a win-win. If New England makes a trade for him, or even the Commanders, they make a trade, maybe like a second or a third round. We'll get the trade done for one of those. For Brandon Ayuk, and I just don't see him staying with San Fran because they are not going to pay him. And there's another topic too that I want to talk about the Diggs trade.
After hearing everything from reporting, like I'm pretty sure they gave out news and whatever they had to do to put damage control, I guess. I think I think it was more of the fact that the Bills are just kind of done with Diggs and his antics, and they're willing to take a dead cap of almost 40 million just to get rid of him and not have him on the team. So that being said, it's kind of more like what did the Texans get from Diggs? I mean, you look at CJ Stroud, he's a rookie quarterback. There's the chance that he might be like might might be forced to throw more passes to Diggs just to like he could shut him up. Um, because honestly, if you look at Diggs, he's kind of a diva, but I mean, he played with Josh Allen, one of the most inconsistent quarterbacks that I've seen in a while. So I could see why he's frustrated, wanted to leave, and created a scenario for him to leave. So it could all just been smokescreen for him just to get out of Buffalo. But at the end of the day, like I'm kind of a little bit concerned for CJ Stroud because I'm not sure if he's gonna be able to keep Diggs on check and able to actually get wins for the Texans if shit starts to go bad.
Yeah, I like it. I like it for the Houston Texans because I mean they're taking advantage of CJ Stroud's rookie contract. So yeah, I mean they added Joe Mixon in the free agency. You still got Nico Collins. You got Tank Dell that went off last year as a rookie, and then you have Stephon Diggs. Yeah, that's a pretty good offensive scheme right there. And yeah, like you said, yeah, Diggs. He loved Twitter. He always subtweeted a lot how he felt being in a team with the Buffalo. And yeah, it's pretty wild that they traded him. So they got what 30 million dead cap. And but just for 1 year and then it's all gone. But yeah, but I mean like for Buffalo as well. I mean, they probably gonna take a couple wide receivers, double dip on the wide receiver room.
Honestly, if I was the Bills, I would try to trade up and get one of the top wide receivers.
I think they're fine where they're at because I mean the receiving class is pretty stacked. They could get a pretty good receiver in the second round. And to me, I feel like the Bills are still a playoff team. I mean, they did lose Diggs, but I mean, if you looked at the stats, like they run the ball more than they pass, and I feel like Texans. This is a really good move for them, you know, because they're gonna be contenders. They're gonna be for sure a top 3 team, top 4 team this year coming up, and you have Joe Mixon, and you know you're gonna put Diggs, you know, in the receiving core with Tank Dell and Nico Collins, and they have pretty good tight ends too. So, and I know how you were saying that Diggs is a diva, and he's probably gonna give CJ Stroud problems, but I don't know. He's never had a quarterback like this where he was really accurate with his balls. You know, Josh Allen was given that kind of stereotype where he was better with his feet than his actual accuracy. So we're gonna see what he could do with him.
Yeah, they say that Diggs a wide receiver 3 right now.
I don't know
Yeah,
But
about
not for
that.
him.
Ain't no
I don't know
way.
about that, but
I mean, the way
I
how
mean
I see it for the Bills, like I think they're going on a. I think they're giving up on this season. I think they realize that they can't win, especially with the way how Diggs is. So I think they're just gonna give up on this season and try to retool and get better the next season once they're out of a lot of cap penalties or cap holds.
And
Because like if you look at their cap space, they're in pretty bad spot and they got a lot of bad contracts that they just got out of. With Diggs, what Diggs wasn't really a bad contract, but
and
Tre'Davious
their yeah,
White,
and their
um,
safety.
yeah, him too. There's a lot of bad contracts they got out of that. There's still cap holds on them, so they're not gonna get cleared into next year. So I think they're just like, okay, we can't win this year, so let's just try to win next year. So I think that's what they're gonna try to do because Josh Allen's still pretty young. He's still elite, even though he's inconsistent as hell. Um, but if I was the Bills, like I would try to trade up in this draft class and try to get a top wide receiver, either Oduze or Neighbors if one of them falls.
Damn, Chiefs made them
well,
rebuild.
Yeah.
look, they might be taking off the Chiefs blueprint. You know, they ended up trading their elite receiver, Tyreek Hills, and they build off his assets that they return. You never know; they might be doing something like that too.
Okay, like Josh Allen is not Patrick Mahomes. Like, there's no guarantee he's gonna make it work with a bunch of subpar wide receivers. So that's why I think they need to go after the big stud wide receivers because we haven't seen Josh Allen win with subpar wide receivers. So that's why it's like I don't know if it's a good move for them to get rid of Diggs like that
And they
because
lost
Diggs,
Gabe Davis.
yeah, they lost two of their top wide receivers. So right now, I think their best wide receiver is
Dalton
Curtis
KK.
Samuel, Curtis
Dalton
Samuel,
KK.
Curtis Samuel,
Curtis
Dante King.
Samuel's the guy.
Curtis Samuel's the best receiver. He's all right, but he's more of a slot receiver than he is a out receiver. And
But
they mostly use
yeah,
him the way how they use him Debo, but they still need to get that goal route, the one that actually spreads the field vertically.
yeah, I mean maybe Joe's right with the Chiefs because I mean the Bills have Dalton Kincaid and I'm not trying to compare Kincaid and Kelsey, but Kincaid had a good rookie year and he's still young and so I mean, but like, yeah, they could draft the Bills a receiver, and I mean, yeah, whatever their preference is for their offensive system. But I mean, you
I
got
mean,
Josh Allen is a top quarterback in the league, so I don't think they're trying to rebuild, man.
yeah, I guess. But the only wide receiver I can see that could probably fit well for them is probably Aiden Mitchell if they stay put at 26 and they don't try to trade up. He's gonna be there for them. There's a chance he might slip in the second round, but now that the Bills traded out their receiver Diggs, I think they're gonna go after Aiden Mitchell, unless they try to trade up and go after Arduze.
Or maybe they could draft Brian Thomas Jr. because he likes to run deep, man, and Josh Allen will launch them passes out there, man.
Yeah, but he has a problem with consistent catches, unlike Aiden Mitchell.
What's up with these rookie receivers like to drive fast, man? And
I
that's
think
pretty wild,
I think they're just being irresponsible, and
big
they
time.
don't think they're gonna ever like get caught or get in trouble or anything like that until they finally do get caught and get in trouble. Um, it sucks to see something like that happen. Luckily, there wasn't any death that happened in that accident, but he shouldn't have left. He should have just stood there and just took accountability of what just happened and try to, because it wouldn't even have been a felony, but now since he left, it's a felony. It would have just been a misdemeanor, and he probably would have got suspended in NFL. But now there's a chance he might even go to jail because he decided to just leave. So it's kind of dumb of him to do that, and then expect him to freaking have his lawyer come out here and say like, oh, uh, like you guys are judging him for his worst mistake that he's ever made in his life. I'm like, bro, come on, man, like just like how are you gonna downplay the fact that he committed a felony? Don't downplay
Ye-
that. Like
Yeah,
that's dumb as hell.
yeah, especially man, you're drag racing at 6 p.m. like during rush hour on a Saturday. Yeah, that's very irresponsible. But yeah, like you said, he did a hit and run, and in Texas, that's like
That's a felony. It's a
yeah, it's a
felony.
felony. So like I know it's like up to 10 years in prison. So yeah, and I mean he finally is cooperating with the Dallas PD, but like after a day, they've been searching you. Yeah, that's doesn't look good for him
It
and
was actually three
Chiefs.
days.
3 days?
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
but
He was
Yeah,
hiding.
that doesn't look good. And I know there's photos from TMZ that him walking. Well, I know there's like a video from like one of the victims that got in the crash, and it's just them take leaving, and supposedly they like grab all the guns or whatever they had in the car and started just walking out of the situation. So I mean, there's proof there too. Him and you can see Rice right there with the crew, and yeah, it doesn't look good for him. But yeah, he does could face jail time, and then most likely, I think the Chiefs, or I guess after the conclusion of this investigation, uh, NFL will might suspend them, and I mean most definitely Chiefs as well.
yeah. Chiefs. They're not gonna tolerate this. He might be. We don't know yet. Nothing hasn't happened, but it's not looking good for him.
I know, and he
Yeah,
had such a good rookie year too. He had like a very promising career, and now he just threw that away just because he didn't want to get caught uh getting into an accident and speeding. Like
yeah,
it was stupid of him to make. Like
yeah,
he's hanging around with the wrong people. That's all I gotta say.
yeah. Very dumb decision he did, and yeah, I know he regrets it.
There was another thing with the Chiefs. We're gonna talk about the Chiefs, and the council rejected the renovations for the new stadium that they want to make renovations about $800 million on the Chiefs stadium, and they got rejected. And now they're talking about maybe relocating the Chiefs. I want to hear your thoughts and what you think about that.
I mean, we've seen that happen a lot. Like that's literally what happened with the Titans when they were with the Houston Oilers, and they rejected the renovations. So what did the owner do? He moved the team to Tennessee, and it became the Tennessee Oilers, and which became the Tennessee Titans. So that's why we have that legacy for the Oilers. Don't forget about that, Houston. Um, so that happened, and I see that shit happening again with the Chiefs. Like if they don't want to fund their team the stadium that they want to get, well, tough. Well, like, they're just gonna go somewhere else, plain and simple. Hopefully, they come to San Antonio. Maybe we have the Alamo there for them, ready to go for them. But more than likely, I probably could see them go to a different city.
And you
Yeah,
guys?
what's it called? Yeah, there's only one problem, them going to San Antonio, and it's the owner for the Cowboys. He's not gonna let that happen. Yeah, Jerry Jones. I know I saw the Dallas mayor said something about right. He said let the Chiefs come over here.
Yeah.
They can't go to Dallas. They already have a team there.
Yeah, there's no way. But Jerry Jones ain't gonna let that happen. But man, yeah, it's kind of wild because back-to-back champions, Kansas City Chiefs, and I don't know
Uh,
their other sports franchises how they do in their sport, but I think Chiefs is the one that everybody supports, and you got a you got a franchise quarterback there, so yeah, I mean I know NFL been thinking about trying to get a team in London, but I don't know how that's gonna work. And that'd be pretty cool because they're trying to get more fans from overseas out of the country. And I know there's a NFL program over there where they develop prospects and try to get them over here in the NFL. But I know London, Mexico City would be cool.
I mean,
But
the only way I could see the European League ever happening is if they create an aircraft that could travel from overseas in under like 6 hours. Because right now, like I think the travel for that is like 8 hours, and that's from New York to London. So it's like it's a pretty long flight, and that's why the NFL doesn't really want to do that. Like put a team over there. I mean, they tried doing that before with the EuroLeague, but it was just a complete disaster.
Yeah, so my thoughts on that, like it's crazy that the Chiefs most likely are moving, but I remember a couple of years ago, Buffalo were in the same situation, and it was right in their peak, right before, they became the Buffalo Bills, and they threatened the city that they were going to leave to Austin. So I feel like Chiefs, that could be a spot for them too. They could move to Austin. Austin is the new LA. They could build the stadium somewhere little bit, between San Antonio and Austin.
San
And
Marcos.
nah, probably like Buda or Kyle, build it around that area. And, they could have that whole area. They're gonna basically get where Austin is all the way south from Austin, down south, all us fans, and even San Antonio too.
That or they
Chiefs
could just
fans.
come to San Antonio. You have the Alamo
Yeah,
Dome.
I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think San Antonio.
It's good enough for the Brahmas.
I mean, I wish we'll get a team, but I just don't see it happening.
yeah, our only
As
stadium is the Alamo Dome, and that dome is not even like compared to the other ones that have been renovated. They want that one that because I believe the Alamo Dome was built in the 90s, and I know yeah, it's just like out of date, as you could say. So I mean, there's a reason they want to renovate at Kansas City, make it more modern. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be. I mean, it'll be nice to have a NFL team in San Antonio, but yeah, it's gonna be tough. If anything, like most likely will be in Austin. But I don't even think they have a stadium out there. Oh, you know what? Well,
they're gonna have
I
to build
mean,
something for that. That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. Like maybe Buddha, a little bit higher, Buddha.
is there still a chance for Kansas City, like for them to like repeal this decision and give them the money for the renovation, or it's already a done deal?
Uh, maybe I don't know, but it just barely came out a couple of days ago. They got rejected.
I mean, Patrick Mahomes won't mind. Them moving back to Texas. He's from Dallas, so yeah, he'll like that.
Damn, it was from Dallas, and the Cowboys still didn't draft them.
Yeah, go figure, huh? Is there any other topics you want to cover?
We could talk about the how Adam Schefter came out with that quote saying that Commanders are really interested in Jaden Daniels. So I mean, everybody's mock draft had Drake May going number two, but when Adam Schefter
Uh,
said about this how they're really intrigued with Jaden Daniels, because I think well they just hired Cliff Kingsbury as the OC, and with him he loves the mobile quarterbacks, and I think he kind of like what Jaden Daniels how mobile he is, and he just won Heisman Trophy too. So I mean it'll be interesting, but yeah, I still have Drake May going number two, honestly.
Wait,
But
wasn't he head coach for the Cardinals?
well, remember he got fired from
He
them,
got
and then I
fired.
think he took like a hiatus, and then he got hired with the USC.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know how long he spent there, but he did spend time with well, he spent a year at least with Caleb Williams. But I mean, yeah, maybe he will want a Heisman winner in that system, and it'll be interesting. And then I mean, as soon as Jaden, if that does happen, then you got the Patriots drafting Drake May falling into their lap, or you could
Uh,
probably get teams try to trade up.
I think it's just smoke screen. I think the Commanders. I
Smoke
think
screen
it's just
season.
yeah. You see that a lot every year in the draft, where quarterbacks have said like, "Oh, they're gonna go up in the draft." Um, but I don't really see the Commanders taking Jaden Daniels as good as he is. I still think Drake May is QB2. Um, plus he has everything that Cliff Kingsbury would want in a quarterback too. Like he has a short, quick release, the short accuracy that he wants, like how what the air read offense is. So I don't see why he would want to go with Jaden Daniels, which he's more of a a deep ball thrower.
Yeah,
So yeah.
I feel like Jaden Daniels might slip out the top two because I have been seeing reports that for some reason the GM doesn't like him. So I was high on him going to the Commanders, but even if they take the other guy, what's his name?
Drake
Drake
May.
May.
Drake May. Yeah, if they take Drake May with the second. New England's gonna get a heck of a quarterback on the third with the third pick. And you never
I
know.
think the Patriots are gonna trade out at 3 because
I
that'll be a
heard that
bomb.
New England's been targeting Jaden Daniels.
well
If
because
he's not there, they'll
there
trade him.
really isn't that much of a drop off between Daniels, Nixon, and McCaffrey, JJ McCaffrey. Right? Is it McCaffrey or is it McCarthy?
McCarthy.
McCarthy. There isn't really that much of a drop off between all three of them. So taking them at 3 wouldn't make that much sense when you could trade back and take one of them on like 11 or 12, depending on what the Broncos and Vikings want to do. And they could get more picks out of it. Unless they're looking at a completely different player like Marvin Harrison Jr. or like an edge like Dallas Turner or Lutu Latu. I don't know how to pronounce his name.
So I don't
Yeah,
see Jaden Daniels
the
coming
line.
off.
Or they
Like
could go for Joe Alt.
if someone trades, if they trade down, you know, Jaden Daniels gonna come out the board third, and then McCarthy's gonna come out on fourth. Whoever trades, those guys ain't gonna be there.
Yeah, there's rumors that Vegas Raiders like Jaden Daniels, but they're gonna have to give an overhaul of picks just to get that number
Yeah.
two. Well, number two or number
Number
three, I
three
guess.
pick. Number 3 pick. Like to
Yeah,
try to trade up at the 3 spot is just as hard as trying to trade up to 2 and 1. And so for them to trade up at 4 will probably be more ideal for them because they won't really have to give up that much. But I think that's how the Patriots will elect to trade down because I think they're gonna get like 3 first round picks for that pick if they do decide to trade back. And if I
man,
was
that
the Patriots owner, I was like, I'd rather just take that than take Jaden Daniels when you could just take McCarthy or Knicks, whoever falls to you at 11.
yeah, that'd be a good overhaul. And then if they even trade to the Cardinals, I think Cardinals will take it because man, they already got a lot of picks in this draft and they have a lot of holes in their team. So I mean, that'll be nice for them. But like if they're really in love with Marvin Harrison Jr., then yeah, I don't see that. But yeah, you gotta yeah, it's small screen season. I mean, literally like a week ago, 2 weeks
Uh,
ago, I know there was reports that the whole NFL Network was saying that the whole combine they heard that Adam Peters really liked JJ McCarthy, and everybody started buzzing about that. And then like now this time You got Jaden Daniels that he likes. So I mean, I don't know. There's a report about him really loving Drake May, but yeah, like I said, I just don't see Drake May leaving the Commander side because Caleb Williams is definitely going number one. But like now, there's all these reports about number two is up in the air. But they're definitely not trading back. Commanders, no, they staying put.
Nah, I don't see Commanders trading back either. I see the Patriots trading back, and I can see the Cardinals trading back if the Patriots decide not to.
And Chargers too. I won't mind about
But
that.
like, but the way how I see it, with these teams that have a lot of holes in their team, I think it'll be smarter for them just to trade back and try to fill those holes, and then the next year they'll try to go get like the quarterback once everything's like, I guess, good to go, and they could trade up to get a quarterback, because like the quarterback should be the last piece that you're gonna want to put, because you only got 5 years with them for your rookie contract, and you cannot waste any of it, because you've seen how hard it is to win in the league when you're paying a quarterback top five salary. Like, it's hard. Like, I don't think any team has ever done it besides the Chiefs, but it was only because Patrick Mahomes took that 10-year deal and they were able to push back most of his salary towards like the tail end of his contract. So yeah.
Yeah, speaking of staying on the draft, there was this with Malik Neighbors, a wide receiver from LSU. There was he was on IG Live, I believe yesterday, 2 days ago, and he was already looking houses in California. So everybody's buzzing around that oh yeah, he's gonna get drafted to the Chargers. And you can hear in the background about what the realtor saying, like, oh, we can make it happen, we can make it happen. So like a lot of Chargers fans, including myself, we're kind of hoping that Neighbors fall does to us, but because
Well,
we
I
do
mean,
believe that Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to number 4. But
I,
bringing Neighbors to the Chargers, yeah, that's a good wide receiver
I
one.
think that's easily, like, if the Chargers are looking for a wide receiver, Neighbors will definitely be there for y'all at five. Because unless the Cardinals decide to take Neighbors over Harris, but I don't see that happening.
I mean, it's a win-win for us because Marvin Harrison's like literally like one of the best prospects is probably ever.
Uh,
I mean, you
I
got
don't know.
Jamar Chase there too.
He's the most polished wide receiver that we've ever seen coming out of college. Like, he already looks like an elite wide receiver.
Yeah,
So
so I mean, yeah, so I mean, I'm like literally I'm good with the drafting a wide receiver. So Neighbors or Harrison Jr. Yeah, that's
plus
gonna
he's
be
scared.
nice to watch.
Plus, he wasn't really training for the combine, so he didn't really have to worry. He didn't have to take time off from getting better and like perfecting his craft during the off season. So this is gonna be like he's coming in like year two, I guess,
Hmm.
unless. Well, yeah, the OTAs is definitely gonna help him read the playbook and get him situated with that shit. So yeah, like I think Harrison's gonna be he's probably gonna have the best rookie wide receiver year we've ever seen from any wide receiver. So I
Yeah,
think that's how good I think he is.
yeah, and Neighbors just had his visit with the Cardinals and I believe Chargers. And that same day that he had the visit with Chargers, that's where he was like looking. Well, that's what he's in on IG Live, looking through homes on the hills. Yeah, but yeah, you love the California weather over there.
Yeah.
I know. Well, staying on the draft, I know. I remember I asked you about what y'all think. Uh, what y'all think your teams are gonna be drafting in the round one. And I remember Ernie, you said because you're at the 7th pick, correct?
Yeah, we got the seven pick.
Yeah. So, and I believe you said Joe Alt on that pick.
Yeah.
And I know
I'm
we're 3 weeks away from the NFL draft as we'll come too close. And I know you made that take a couple weeks ago. So, is there anything that changed your mind since then, or?
No, like, it's still Joe Alt. Um, I think he's the best tackle, the best prospect in the draft that we've seen in a while. I think he's gonna be an all pro left tackle. The only thing that I'm concerned of is that the Giants are probably gonna take him, but I don't really think they're going to, because they already got Andrew Thomas and they also have Evan Neal. So it'll be kind of, I wouldn't say redundant. It'll just be like, it'll make that Evan Neal pick look stupid for them to draft him,
Yeah.
especially when he was like a top pick. So I don't think they're gonna give up on him that quickly. So I think he's gonna be there at seven. But just in case he's not there for us, I would recommend I will be hopeful the Titans decide to trade back to any team that's looking to trade up to try to like get one of the top wide receivers in the draft. Because I still think a Doze and maybe Neighbors, if the Chargers don't take him, he's still going to be there at 7. So hopefully, if Alt's not there, we trade back and we try to get as many picks as possible to fill the holes that we need to get filled up.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because I know when I say about the Chargers, I think we did say trade back, but I believe that was before the Keenan Allen trade.
Yeah, it was before they got he got traded or
So
cut.
so yeah, I like drafting Neighbors or Harrison, but I mean I still I would rather have a Harrison or well I would as of right now I'm pretty sure we're gonna end up with Neighbors, which I'm totally okay with it. But I won't mind about the trade back because we do need a lot of holes in our squad too. But yeah, as of right now, I believe we're gonna get Malik Neighbors on our fifth pick.
Though I had to play it out, is I got Caleb going at 1, Drake going at 2. I think I think the Vikings are going to trade up at 3 and take McCarthy. So right there, at 4, I got the Cardinals going Marvin Harrison Jr. and then I got the Chargers going Neighbors, and then I got the Giants probably trading back, or taking like an. I don't even think they need an edge, because most mock drafts have been giving them like receivers and tackles, but I'm hoping they don't get Joe Alt, but you never know. That's the only spot I'm concerned of that they take Joe Alt. So,
Man, that's like two trade backs. That'd be crazy.
hey man, like the teams
That
are
was
getting desperate for quarterbacks, especially the Raiders. They're gonna have to leapfrog the Vikings or the Broncos if they want to take a quarterback this year.
yeah. So since you don't have Jaden Daniels choosing number 3, where were you think he could be end up?
I think he could. I think he could end up going. He could probably be one of those spots where a team decides to trade up, and the trade back spots for me, looks like it's 6, 7, and 9. Those are the spots where I think teams will go and trade up for. Because
Mm,
I don't think the Falcons are going to trade back. I think they're going to take best player available for them.
yeah, I think Bears I believe Bears have the 9th pick, and I think there's like talks that he wants to they want to trade back as well.
I think they're going to trade back. They try to get as much picks as possible to help Caleb, because the Bears do need a lot of help, especially on the offensive line.
Yeah. So I do see that. And then with your Chiefs, Joe, what do you think they're gonna? Because I know a lot of stuff that happened. We just talked about the Rice situation. So I mean, I believe you did say wide receiver, or you say a cornerback last time. Is that first
Yeah,
pick?
I think they should still look as a for a cornerback, DB, or even just an edge rusher, just to add a rotational piece. I'm not really too worried about the receiver position. I feel like they addressed it in the free agency, and I mean if they want to add a rookie to it, another one, then so be it. I mean, they could get someone like maybe in the second, third round pick. Doesn't have to be a first round pick. The receiving class is pretty stacked, so I'll be okay if they get a defensive back. If it falls to him, that'd be nice.
You guys have any sleepers I want to talk about, or anyone that you think are going to be busts?
Particularly the cornerback position, or just any?
Any position, any. Well, I mean, I do got. I wouldn't consider this like a sleeper, because he is a top running back, but I consider this guy like one of those guys that's gonna come into the league and just like probably have the best outperform every other rookie in the draft. It's Jalen Wright from Tennessee. He's a stocky pick, but he's 6 feet and he's very 200 something pounds, I think. Um, so he has the size and the length that you want it from running back. And he still ran like a 4.4, I believe. He's very good at catching, at also receiving, catching balls like those Texas or flat routes, and he could still create separation with those. . 。... .. .. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . But besides the point, I think he's gonna be one of those running backs that you put in, and he's just gonna be like your favorite fantasy running backs. Like those guys that you get in the late rounds that you don't think they're gonna be productive, but now nowhere they just explode during the season. So I think Jalen Wright's gonna be one of those guys.
I mean, a defensive back that I do like that I think Chiefs should consider is Kool-Aid McKendry. He has been falling down draft boards. They're saying because of his size. Um,
What do you know
Yeah,
his 4.4 speed? I mean, it's 40-yard dash.
I know he's been I know his production went down since he been in the like over the years in Alabama, right? Correct? Alabama or Oklahoma, sorry.
No, he's
Alabama.
Bama.
He's from
Bama.
Alabama.
Okay, yeah, I know. Yeah, a lot of
Top.
people's boards like he fall because I
It's
don't know.
because
He
his
just insane.
size. It's his size. He's a very small cornerback, and I think he ran a 4.5 as 40-yard dash. And like you don't really want that on a
He
cornerback.
ran
You need
a
to be.
he ran a 4.47.
I mean, still, it's a high 4.4.
Yeah, I believe
Um,
they people thought he was a little faster than that, but yeah,
I mean, he does have the
Oh,
hip fluidity that you want on an out running on an out corner. But honestly, if I was anyone, I'd probably just put him in the slot just to keep it safe, because
I
that
mean,
means because he could probably keep up with crossing
he
routes and.
ran a 4.47 with a broken toe on his pro day. So I mean, I don't know if
Yeah,
it's
I
an
mean,
excuse or not.
well, maybe he could run a 4.3 then, 4.39 like a high 4.39. But like, I would much rather if I was I don't think he's gonna be there for y'all because I think he's gonna go freaking really early. But I think the best cornerback in the draft is Quinn Mitchell, I believe. Quinion Mitchell, and then you have Terrell Arnold and Nate Wiggins. I think all of them are ahead of him, and you could kind of make a case for a guy like Cooper DeJean, but it is the same thing with him. Like he's pretty slow, but he's very good in space, and he's able to like break up passes and disrupt receivers and stuff like
Deshaun.
that.
You talking about Deshaun?
Yeah, DeJean,
Oh,
because
okay.
like
Yeah,
teams are saying like he could play safety or he can play corner, slot corner, but he was a cornerback too, and he was a pretty good return specialist as well. So he's like a jack of all trades that you need in your DB.
yeah. A lot of people have a mock draft first round, and he didn't even participate in the combine or in the pro day because he's still recovering from injury. But still,
Yeah, well, I mean
I
that's
mean, he did
expected.
pretty. Yeah, he did. This past last year, he did really good, and I do still see him get drafted in the first round. But yeah, I mean, teams will love him. He plays
I
hard
mean,
and
I
very
mean,
quick
I'm
on his
hoping
feet.
he's there in the second round. So the Titans could take him at 36, 38. So
Yeah, this secondary class is pretty deep. So
yeah, it's a
there's be a
pretty
good
thick one.
pretty good amount of cornerbacks will get drafted
There's
up
this one
there.
corner that is probably the most athletic corner out there, but he's just so bad defensively and covering, and he doesn't really do a great job in that kind of stuff. His
Was that
name is
Tampa?
no Mississippi State corner, the Cameron Richardson. He's a
Mm.
tall, lengthy corner. He ran a fast 40-yard dash. I think he ran a 4.31, I think. And like he has all the physical traits you want in a cornerback. He's tall too, but he gets beat easily on press coverage. He has a tendency to get blown by, even though he has a 4.3 speed. And he plays pretty bad. And you expect a guy that size and that capability to be like more physically demanding, but he's definitely a project. So if you see him there in the fifth round or in the sixth round, teams should definitely take a flyer on him.
But 3 weeks, three more weeks for NFL draft. I'm ready.
Yeah,
I'm ready. I'm ready.
I mean, this is around the time where you see a bunch of smoke screen, we see a bunch of players or uh, teams drafts players' draft stocks go down all because of bad interviews or something like that, or character concerns, or you see smoke screens of other players that are less talented whose draft stock goes up, mostly because teams don't really want them and they want the other teams to take them and they could take the better player. So that's why I don't really take much of what's going on right now to in consideration. Just look at what you see in the Senior Bowl and look at what you see in the combine and just go off of that. Anything else is just a bunch of smoke and mirrors.
Well, what if somebody gets caught on IG Live smoking from a bong and their draft stock goes down? Like
Oh
that.
man,
What was the
Larry
lineman
Tunzel,
again?
Larry Tunzel, dude,
Man, he's
that cost him like $5 million because he was gonna go at the pick that I wouldn't say Orlando Brown. Was it Orlando Brown?
I
Was it
believe so.
Rashawn?
I bet.
No, I think it was Rashawn Slater.
Hey, I
Wasn't
mean,
it
I'm
Rashawn
cool.
Slater?
Hey, we're good with Slater over here. We're gonna have to pay him big bucks next year with
I don't know.
Tugas.
I know it was a Ravens tackle that went there. I know it wasn't Orlando Brown because Orlando Brown was like a third round pick.
Oh, I don't know. I
But
mean,
yeah,
might have
he
worked
was
out with the Ravens.
kind of yeah. Well, I mean, Tunzel was still the better tackle out of all of them from that draft class.
Damn, and he really dropped right, like big time,
Yeah, he dropped.
just because that video.
Yeah.
Man, that's wild.
Hey, but hey, that because of that, like the Dolphins were able to get a plethora of picks from him from the Texans.
Oh yes, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
The trade. Oh, Ronnie Stanley, there it is.
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
He's the reason why Orlando Brown left the Ravens because they didn't want to move him to because Stanley was a left tackle and well they're not gonna put two left tackles in the same time. It shit won't make sense. So Orlando Brown they don't want to go back to right tackle, so they just traded him to the Chiefs and Chiefs got their left tackle, but then the Chiefs didn't want to pay him, so he went to the Bengals and he got less money but a smaller contract, so he's able to go to a free agency market again and get on a second contract again. But it kind of worked out for Brown. It
Yeah. So
definitely worked out for Tunzel because Tunzel made a lot of money from the Texans drafting.
yeah, he's a beast.
Yeah.
But yeah, keep your Twitter's notification on because there should be a lot of more trades upcoming and a lot of buzz around the draft. Yeah,
All
we're
right.
so close to April 25th.
Do you want
Yeah.
to talk about the Final Four in NCAA
We can, but
I'm trying
do
to
I
wrap
mean
it up
these
already.
tomorrow? Well, I mean tomorrow's gonna be the game.
already? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Friday. Nah, it's gonna be a good
Well, I mean,
game.
like my only take out of this is like I'm hoping it's gonna be Iowa State versus is it Iowa or is it no? I'm hoping it's Iowa versus UConn on the final
No,
because
they're
like I
playing
want to
tomorrow. Iowa versus UConn.
what
That's the Final Four, I
so who's the
believe.
other team? I
I
thought it
I know
was
the other team should be South Carolina and um NC
oh
State.
yeah. NC State and South
Okay.
Carolina going at it, and it's gonna be UConn versus Iowa. Damn, I was hoping that would be the finals because I wanted to see Kalen Clark and Paige to go at it.
Yeah, that would have been
Like,
I mean, yeah, that would have been
in the
cool in the
finals,
national championship, but Final Four is pretty
yeah,
cool.
national
But
championship.
I do
Hey,
got
I mean
South
they got it.
Carolina. South Carolina's gonna win, man. They're always up there. They're top dogs.
Yeah,
But
I
this
mean Iowa
UConn,
has struggled with them last year.
yeah, and then UConn versus Iowa, man, that should be a good matchup. You got Clark,
It is.
Page,
They're saying
and
Haley is gonna transfer to UConn.
I won't be surprised if Iowa wins because I'm rooting for Iowa, man. That'd be cool. Clark going to the national championship again and actually win it all for his senior year and then
Hey,
declare
hey,
to the draft.
hey, Kellen Clark said that she wanted to go to UConn. That's a school that she wanted to go to, but for some
Uh,
reason they didn't like recruit her. So I'm expecting nothing more than Kellen Clark to drop 50 points on him.
yeah, that'd be cool to see. Yeah, you got the man. They're UConn. They've been a powerhouse team since the '90s, man. That coach, he knows how to coach that women's team, and they're always up there um in NCAA tournament. They're always in the Final Four. I think he has the most championship titles for UConn. And yeah, he knows what he's doing over there. But yeah, I do see
But
Page and Clark going off.
but I don't understand why UConn got treated so poorly by the travel. I think it was the men's team, right, that screwed over in the travel.
Oh no, I don't
Um,
know. I didn't hear anything about
that
that.
that it took them like almost 2 days to get to the Final Four, and that I think that the other teams got there on Monday and Tuesday, and they didn't get there till like yesterday. So that's why everyone's all
Dang.
concerned. Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
everyone's all concerned because they're like they're gonna get screwed over because of the time zone, and
Yeah.
it's been stackly proven that teams that don't really good get good enough rest or good enough sleep, they perform poorly. Like they drop on their 3 point percentage and free throw percentage and field goal percentage. Everything just drops for them because they're not like they're not accustomed to everything yet. So that's why everyone's all concerned and like, oh well, UConn's probably not gonna end up winning the game now because of this.
Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah,
I got Kaden Clark going off. At least for
but
sure
I'm not.
30 points.
But I'm not talking about the women. I'm talking about the men's. I think they got
Nobody cares
30.
about the
Oh
men's, bro.
gosh, man.
Nobody
True,
cares
true,
about the men's, man. Women's is taking over,
uh,
man. Women's NCAA
true, true.
tournament
Okay.
Hey
took
man,
over
I'm
20.
I'm I'm only
Oh,
watching Kaylin Clark in the Final Four, man. I want her to drop 50, 60 points on these cons.
ooh.
Wait, I thought you were talking about the women's game. How did y'all switch it up so quick?
Well, no,
Oh,
because
yeah.
there's ongoing internal, well, not internal, but the players are speaking out saying that they don't like the way how the travel was the men's team was the travel was done for them.
But yeah, that's pretty insane. Just getting there yesterday while everybody was been there since the beginning of the week. That's
Yeah, I
insane,
know. That's
man.
why
And
everyone's kind of like mad.
that's tough. Misses the game plan, misses your just your rhythm just to get ready and prepare for the big game. But hopefully they still go all out and try to win the game.
I guess that's just we're gonna wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
All right. I mean,
Let's
this was a good
see
session,
it
guys.
Thursday. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, this is like our latest one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's 11:20 here.
Thank you if you're still listening. Like, subscribe, and comment
Comment,
on
share,
what content that you want us to talk about.
talk about.